Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Momin at Momin's Art, and today we are actually basically we're working on the. Let me just type the message first. I'm not sure who's there. So, yeah, today video basically, uh, as the title shows, that is for the beginners and some intermediate, like a little bit, uh, you know like people who are just started maybe few months or 6 months. So this is what this is basically it's all about, right? So let me just go get my audio fixed, and always have problem with the audio. Okay, so this is good actually, and now what I will do, I will start. These are the paintings basically we're going to discuss today. I did uh, last week, and it was some problem with the stream, and so these are very simple watercolor painting. Like, it just doesn't require a lot of drawing and sketching. It's basically more of uh, building the structure, like building a thumbnail or smaller painting. Not this. I basically these painting, you can do bigger painting, but it's so much. It's not enough in there, so you can put on a big paper. Anyway, so this is the few paintings I did a few months ago, and very limited palette. There's no uh, there's no lot of colors involved, so you can do that too. And let me go to the other one. This is not today's topic here. That's another one right here, and there's another one here. This is more of cutting, and I don't want to discuss this. So here another one, kind of colors are not smudging properly. Here, let me go. Basically, this is the from the last class. Actually, I did few sketches here, so I will try to do this again because I delete the video, and there's some sketches I done last week. So here more. Okay, so let's get started, and I will render a basic paintings today, and so we can learn something the uh, about how to mix colors, how to get the washes on the paper, all right, and how to do a little bit drawing, not too much. This is not, like I said, this is very basic class, so it's for beginners and for intermediate level type of watercolor, whoever started like not long ago. So I would put I what I do always, I just go create a canvas for myself. Everybody has to do this before you start a paint. A, like, if you're studying your painting and you're not in a final painting, so that's what I do. Restrict yourself to this limit, to some boundaries, and restrict yourself so you don't need. You can visualize where your canvas is there. So if I want to put something here, let's say I want to put a horizon line, and I said, let me just grab the blank paper. If I said put a horizon line here, then it will be a challenge for you to go all the way down here. So for the study purpose, I would go smaller, even though this is an 8 by 11 sketchbook, but I cut it more. You can see it just uh, all the way down here. So let's zoom it in. I have a still a little bit room to zoom in here. Okay, so now I will do, let's say you are painting, you plan in your head, you said, okay, I want to put uh, horizon line here, I'm doing a landscape or seascape. Let's imagine you're doing a seascape. You said, okay, I want to do a seascape. I like to be I like to do some seascape with waves crushing, with boulders, some seagulls, that type of painting. You don't want to go put everything what you are planning. You said, okay, I'm a beginner and I can put a bird here or a boulders here. So keep it simple as possible so you can learn how to plan your painting, how to compose, how to keep the palette very limited. You don't want to go pick up a lavender, you wouldn't want to go pick up a viridian green, you wouldn't want a yellow ochre, and all these swatches you want to all that information you want to leave it alone. You don't want to go put in your painting right away. So what happened, I see some beginners, they when they started, they tried to try everything in very short amount of time. So you don't want to do that. What happened, you get confused, you make yourself a challenge. Although it's not a challenge, it's just a very easy process, but if you follow the process, right? So I I put a horizon line and I thinking, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put a little bit hills here on the horizon line, just a jagged. Not you don't want to go and create a very fine line, right? Very vaguely just explain, and that's it. And then you go and you said, okay, I want some water here and on the mid ground or foreground, right? Coming down here, just make a little sketch and that's it. That's all you need on your thumbnail, or I call them thumbnails. So now is done. Now my sketch is done. If you said I want to energize my painting, and I can do the birds, maybe some intermediate users, they can do the bird. So I will put one bird here. Grouping is very important. Please don't put the bird like this in your painting. So what happened that it although in nature it certain things work like that, but it doesn't work on the painting. So let me erase this. It doesn't look very good, so I'll clean this up. Maybe one bird here, put it here, okay, and that's it. That's all you need. Or maybe if you're thinking, okay, you're planning to put a sun or something here, you can put sun here if you want, which I don't want in this painting because I like to keep it simple as possible. So birds are okay. It's easy to render, and that's it. And now I'm gonna go grab my dagger brush. This is a half-inch dagger brush made by Rosemary and Co. I always mention the name of the company who made this brush, so you guys can, if you need, you can order. It's all up to you. I like these brushes. I use them all the time. So if you think it can work for you, you can try it. These are not very cheap brushes, so be careful when you're ordering. Okay, so I would put a little bit clean water, okay, and I'm gonna put some cadmium orange, right? A little bit cadmium orange, just vaguely go along the, and you see my washes, I'm not going outside, right? Outside this boundary, right? So what I did, I keep it inside, which give you a control on the washes too. So if I put a cadmium orange, you can go outside too. It's not a problem, right? But since we are working within these boundaries, so try to keep your washes in here. That make you train for how to control your washes, how far you can go, how inside you have to keep that the edge of the wash. So let me just pick it up. You can pick it up that some colors are staining colors, so you it's really hard for you to pick it up, but cadmium orange is okay. I can deal with cadmium orange here. It's not a problem. Now I put a cadmium orange across the skies, and I will go just to put a little bit more water here, and I will pick up now French ultramarine. If you don't have a French ultramarine, that's fine. You can use ultramarine blue, or you can use a cobalt blue. I like French ultramarine, so I use French ultramarine in my painting most of the time. You can use any other blue color except phthalo blue, or the turquoises and cerulean blue you don't want to use, because this make your painting green right away. So be careful, don't use these colors, because you don't want, unless you planned it. You said I want a sky to be green, more like a cold type of painting. So that's fine. You can use some green color in your painting, which is okay with me. Now I have the wash is done, and I will spread this wash a little bit smudged because it's not mixing up with the cadmium orange, so I will push it. If you try to do too much, then what happened, that wash will fight back, and then it will start getting a problem. The cauliflowers, which cauliflowers are fine, there's nothing wrong with the cauliflower, but has to be in the right place. So if I by mistake is not working and I'm pushing too much, then what happened, it will create some problems for you. So I said, okay, you know what, I want to pick up some color here. So I will pick up my smaller 5 by 6 dagger brush. Clean your brush very thoroughly. You don't want to leave any water in there, and just pick up some color from here. I want to put a sun or something here. I decided, let me show you how to pick up the colors from the paper. So here, and that's it. I got my sun erected by just picking up the color. That's all you need. Okay, here. You don't need to explain too much. That's enough. So now I will go. I'm done with this guy. The washes are done. You can use. This is my sketchbook. It's just a it's a cold press paper, but it's very thin. I use only for demos. You can use any other paper. You can use a Academy watercolor paper, which is right here. Like I said, this is a good paper too, not a problem, but the only problem with it, peeling it off from the rest of the block. So you can easily rip your painting. If you look at the gum, they put it like, it's so hard to take it out. So you have to be a little bit careful. Otherwise, the paper is good. I'm gonna do after the second thumbnail, I will do a demo here on the paper also to show you what what that paper does. Okay, so I will pick up some sepia color, which is the dark orange color, and I will mix it up with my cadmium orange. Just tone it down, because sepia is very strong dark orange color. So I will clean my brush, and I will put some cadmium orange to tone it down. And now I'm going to put these in the mountain. Let's get some more color. First, you try here on the edge. Don't go just straight on the paper or on the middle of the paper. Just try out. Always go and try out. See how the paint is working as compared with the other rest of your painting. So here I put some here. Now I will put some here. So you can gauge your wash by comparing with the others and what it looks like. If it is too dark, you can put a little bit some cadmium orange right on the wet into wet. You don't need to wait. You can mix the colors right here on the paper. And I think I put a little bit more dark, so I can just put a little cadmium orange. Moreover, you can, if you want to tone it down, you can use the white color, the poster color, which I have in my on my workspace. And I go a little bit, take some, and just drop it on the edge of this mountain. Then keep the edge softer, and just drop like this. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. Actually, it's too far here. So let's go very close right here. So I just put vaguely, I put these white the white opaque white color and the poster color, and whatever is in my brush I just put it here. So that helps me for putting down the other wash also, because it's wet the paper and there's a layer build up of opaque white layer, which give you a very beautiful smooth type of washes on the paper. So I'm going to clean my brush, okay, and I'll put this on the side. Let's zoom out so you can see what's going on a bigger, on a smaller scale here. All right, so now this is done. Actually, the mountains are done. If you need more contrast, like I explained in the last class, you can put a little bit more dark color here underneath. Not just put the whole the dark color. Just put, see that white patch? Just put a little bit underneath. Put here, put there. So it creates a more like, uneven surface, more depth into your painting. Not just put a full brown color here up to, I see that some of those beginners, what they do, they just put a very thick black color like this, like, let me just show you. And I do that too, but that's fine, but you have to see what type of painting are you planning. So I put it like this, but same time I would go get some dark color from the straight from the tube, not very less water, and then I start putting some, just drop it a little bit here and there, and then you get a nice texture of the mountain, like an uneven surface, like that. That's what you have to do. And if you want more bright, then you put some cadmium orange in it, like that. Create more interest, more look to it, more. So that's how you, and same thing with the boulders also. When you do the boulders, you do the same thing. You put a like a rough type of shape, right? And then you go put some water. You just drop a little bit water on it, right? Make it, and then you go with the cadmium orange. Put some cadmium orange on it. So now see that I build the surface, right? Now I will go get some more sepia color straight from the tube, and just I will drop it randomly. You don't need to do very precise work here. Just drop it, drop, 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 and there you go. See, this is how you create certain things very easily. You don't need to work really hard. And then I will do, I have the sepia cadmium orange mix. I put some yellow ochre, and then I will put some yellow ochre. Let it smudge, let the sepia color go into the mix of cadmium orange, sepia, and the yellow ochre. Let it mingle with this color, and there you go. And that's it. So this is how you create certain things in very short amount of time. Put a color, a dark color, and now I can do, if you want to energize this small portion, I will put a little bit, like a little bit, you know some shrubs or something, create more drama to your painting here. That's it. So this is how you do a smaller, and then I would put a little bit French ultramarine, get some more dark edges of this the bush. I just put it onto my painting. Let's put some in the background also behind that boulder. So see that how easy it is to create something very simple, very short amount of time. You don't need to do anything. And here you go put a bird here. Let's get some more sepia color and put a bird here. And let's put some more dark color because it's getting dry. You know that the watercolor has a tendency, it get, so once it's dry, it get lighter because the water dissipate and the pigment whatever the pigment left, it get lighter. So here, let's bring some more contrast, put a little bit more here, and again get some French ultramarine, and I will put a little bit French ultramarine here, a little bit, not too much. Or maybe you can use a Prussian blue. Prussian blue give you more, like a nice punch to your painting, the sky. And a little bit blue, let it smudge, let it go down. Don't worry about these birds. If the birds have got smudge, don't worry about it. We can erect again. So here, there you go. So see, the small painting is done in very short amount of time with very less effort, less energy, and you can get away. And then once you have this done and you have an idea how the washes work and how to create certain things in your painting, let me just zoom in this painting so you know what I did here. Actually, here, there you go. So this is what the painting is, which is done in almost, like, I would say 5 minutes, right? I'm not saying that I've been doing this watercolor for a long time, but this is, you can do it same thing if you follow the instructions. Some people, they don't want to follow the instruction, and they get stuck with the lengthy process, and they have their own way, which is, it's okay. I have no problem with that. But get the basic, how to mix colors, how to compose, how to create certain objects in very short amount of time, just doing some brush work, and work into wet into wet. Okay, let's zoom in. Sorry, zoom out here. Okay, so meantime our painting is dry now. I still have some wetness in there, so I will go get this mix of these previous, let's go zoom out here. So cadmium orange, yellow ochre, and some sepia color. So look at this, it's a beautiful color here, right? It's very, you can get it from the manufacturer, you can get this from the tube. So now I will put this. If it is too dark, see that I start from here. I never put the color here in the middle, right? And if it is too dark, I see, oh, it's too dark, and I get some, wash my brush and just smudge it with the clean water and tone it down. So that's how you work with the color. If you go from the side of the painting, don't put it in the middle of the painting, otherwise it could be a challenge for you. Now I was just drag my brush a little bit. I'm creating a dry brush marks at the edge of the water because I need some white color at the edge of this the water body, right? And let's get this up to here. I want to put this up to here. Right, done. Okay, so here I get a white, right? You can leave that white, it's not a problem, as a water, right? Or you can go very, very fine. I have some blue mix from the from previous mix. I'll pick up some Prussian blue, and I will keep my brush here and just drag it here, create some dry brush marks, right? If the washes go here, that's fine, you don't need to worry about that. And then I will go push that color a little bit along the shoreline, towards the shoreline, sorry, and here. So these dry brush marks, I wouldn't touch it because it's created uh, intentionally by me by dragging the brush, and that's it. And now see that the sun, we put it here, and I will go pick up some colors, wash my brush. Okay, just go a little bit here and there, put some more water. Soon as you put some more water, it dissipate it try to push the color, because the water has a tendency, once it try to spread, and it push the color from here on the paper, right? And it creates some white space. There you go. So I got the reflection, and if this reflection is too harsh, you can take the white color, right? White color, get some white color, and you can go and put some across the water like that, and just spread it so it doesn't look too bad, because if it is too much, you think it's sitting in the middle of the water and it doesn't look good. So you can always put some color, or you can go get some Prussian blue or cerulean blue, whatever color you have, and then you can put a little bit into the middle of this reflection, create some more, more realistic type of look of the reflection in the water here. So painting is almost done, and I'm gonna about to wrap up this painting, and we're gonna start the new painting, which is the landscape. And again, here, that's it. So, and the of course the birds, although the pencil marks are so harsh, it's there, but I will put some sepia color, and I will put some sepia color here there to create the birds more visible. And this side of the water body, I will put a little bit sepia color mixed with my Prussian blue mix, and I will create some kind of blocking the light from the sun, so it create a little bit edge on the water. And same thing here, maybe here, a little bit here, not too much, and that's it. So small painting, uh, a cadmium orange wash, put some French ultramarine, cobalt blue, ultramarine, or then you go put a sepia color. Make sure you try the color on the left or right of the edges of the painting, not right in the middle of the painting. Then you go see how dark as compared with the other washes. If it is too dark, then you can always tone it down by putting a white color, or you can use a cadmium orange, which is a lighter orange color as compared with the sepia. So, and it create a little bit more variation or change the consistency of the sepia. It becomes more like a medium type of orange color, medium dark orange color. So here, and then I put a little bit white, titanium white on the paper to create more fine washes, right? So once you put a white color on the paper, you put a wash on it, it create a nice and even wash on the painting. Then I use yellow ochre, cadmium orange, and sepia mix, which I had it in my palette. I put this quickly and create the shoreline and here, and then I put a Prussian blue and some mix of French ultramarine for the water, create the reflection on the water for the sun, and that's it. And put some uh, uh, the dark value on the bird with the sepia color. Give some wing to this to the bird. If you try to fix, see what I did, I see something and I go back and I try to fix it. So if you don't go overwork anything, just a little bit is fine if you think, and just go with. If you start working on this bird, try to fix the small issues and there and there, please don't do that, otherwise you'll waste your time and it'll be overworked and it doesn't look good. So here, let me zoom in to show you what the painting looks like. That is the foreground. I can do more work, but for a class purpose, this is enough for the beginners how to create a smaller painting like this. See that cadmium French ultramarine mixed with cadmium orange, and you get a little bit grayish color, and there's some granulation build up too, because of the cadmium orange is more opaque, right, and the French ultramarine is more transparent. So what happened, although the paper doesn't have a lot of grains, right, all even though it still creates some granulation here, which is it's a good texture. It happens automatically, so when you putting a thick pigment, a more opaque pigment on the bottom and the top, like a transparent type color, like quinacridins or French ultramarine. So what happened is create some granulation. Anyway, let's go to the our third paint. Although I would consider this as a painting also, because you can tell, like here, there, quickly painting done. Now I will create the paper like this, and let's do a square painting. Let's create a square painting instead of going with the landscape format or a portrait format. We can do a square painting. So here I create a thumbnail almost square. Always remember, this will see that my practice, your practice, my practice start from here when I putting the lines. Basically you are putting these straight lines, right? A straight line make your drawing skills get better, because a straight line, some people they can't put a straight line. So same time you are practicing for drawing and sketching uh, also by putting this square straight line. So I get my square format is ready, and I will put, I'm gonna do some landscape, maybe painting like little bit trees and hills. So I will keep it a little bit like that. One hill is going like that, right? It's overlapping basically, and then I will keep the horizon line here. So these two mountains, and some maybe put a tree here. I will put some tree here. Let it go outside from the canvas, that's fine. For the composition purpose, that's fine. So done, and I will put water also. Let's get some water into the painting. It's coming from here. If it is too difficult, just let me know on the in the comments, and I will keep it more simple next week. So done, my sketch is done. I got, just remember, see, look at this, one triangle, another triangle, right? And then and the rectangle. That's how you see how the paintings is evolving. Let's work on this. And I'm assuming the light is coming from here on my painting. Okay, the sun is here somewhere. So I will go grab some Prussian blue. I will put some water. And I'm not going to go outside the painting. I just keep the water right inside the painting. You go here, here, here. If you go on a mountain, that's fine, because we're gonna do a little bit dark color on the mountain. So what happened when you bringing the blue color, which is a mix of Prussian blue and the French ultramarine, if you bringing that blue color into the mountain, that's fine, because what happened, the mountain will be get darker. So even if you put a, by mistake, put a color here, so that is okay. On the light color you can put a dark color, but once you have a dark color, then you only can lift it up, make it lighter, or you can put some opaque white to create some more uh, lighter surface for you to work on it. So here I'm done with the sky. If you want, you can go get some more French ultramarine or Prussian blue, and I will put a little bit more here and there, create more dynamic type of skies. If you don't need to, you don't have to, you don't need to put. And let's create some variation. I will put a little bit purple color onto this here on the top. Just put a little bit. If it is too much, you think, you just take it out. All right, let me go back, zoom out, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's get rid of the pencil. Let's bring the palette here. Here, there you go. Okay, so Now here, if you think it's like I said, if you think it's too much, if too dark, you can always take this color out from the canvas. Now if you need to get some more texture on your canvas or paper, you can tilt the paper like this. See that paper tilted like this, and then the washes will start traveling because it still has a water in it, right? And what happened is mixing up with the washes, and it create a beautiful effect of, the washer is it basically it turning into the graded wash, right? So it just going by itself and creating a nice effect on the sky. So let it go, and it depends how much water you have. And if it is not too much water, then the wash eventually will stop. You don't need to hold the sketchbook, all the way, like for 5 or 10 minutes. Some people, you can leave it. You can just put on the tilted paper on the surface and just go and come back. If you want to get a nice prolonged type of texture and keep your painting more softer, and you can do that. Go for 10 5 minutes and come back, and then it will create a nice, although it work. Actually it works really good, and I have a very smooth type of wash on this guy. So now I will grab my smaller brush, dagger brush. All right, it's 5 by 6. And now the mountains, I will go grab some yellow ochre, mix with the purple color, right? Tone it down because it just, well, yellow ochre is really intense type of color, so I would be a little bit careful with these mountains. Put some here, and you can use a purple color. I have the purple dusk made by Van Gogh. You can put that also just vaguely here there and create some depth into your mountain. Dark color mixed with the yellow ochre, actually. There you go. So here I'm okay with this. I done with the mountain. Try to keep not to go into the ravine. I put the water. I'm going to put a water stream here. And see the tree trunk is, I'm going to make it darker. So because it's darker, I put a wash here from the mountains, and so you don't need to cut it. Or you can, if you want to make it lighter, you can lift the colors here and make it a lighter tree, which I will show you in 2 minutes. So this is done. If you need more contrast, more depth, you can put a little bit more uh, sepia color, which is a dark orange color, and create some more depth into your painting. Okay. Now I will go get some same, put some yellow ochre. Make sure it's different from the mountains, otherwise it'll be one color all the way down here. So I would put a little bit, and you know what? Let's put some green color here. Let's make it painting more like a green type of painting. I have this green color from the company called TT, and this is the Viridian green, and this is the color from the QOR. This is beautiful colors, and I mix it up, and I will put some French ultramarine blue, tone it down, because if it is, that green is too harsh, you can always tone it down. Just put a little bit of French ultramarine, and it becomes kind of a little bit more dirty, or like a blackish type of grayish type of green. And I will bring some more that QOR color, the green color, and I'll start putting here. Let's make it painting more cooler, because we have some warm color in the middle of the painting, and I will put some here. Let's use some lemon yellow. Put some lemon yellow so we'll get a nice here. How much time we have? Okay, we have 20 minutes. So, and I will put some Viridian green and get some Prussian blue. See that Prussian blue? It doesn't give a nice green color. So I would put a little bit more lemon yellow. That lemon yellow is now is better. It's not the best, but it's get a little bit better. Phthalo blue, Prussian blue, when you mix it up with the yellow color, yellow color, it give you a kind of little sharp type of green color. So you have to be a little bit careful. Let's put some cadmium yellow in it so I can get more. Just put a little here and there. Keep the surface uneven. Okay, and let's get some more French ultramarine. Get it on the foreground. Create some more contrast just by putting a little bit dark value here. There you go. So done. And now I will pick up some cadmium yellow and put in this tree. A little bit here, there, and sepia color to create the log of this, the branches of this tree. Okay. And of course, Prussian blue, some French ultramarine. Wash, pick up the paint. If you don't need a lot of color, see I have it in my palette, which I clean my brush and I put a. So what happens when you clean your brush and you have a less water, you have more control on your washes. If you have more water and then you start putting straight on the paper, and what happens is spill on the paper. As soon as you make a connection with the paper, the color will start, the brush will start releasing that the pigment or the water into the paper, because you make a channel, right? So if the brush is already dry, is not very wet, it doesn't have, not loaded with a lot of water, less pigment, so it restrict, it won't go, even though if I touch it on the paper, it won't release all the water. But if I have a loss of water, see what happened, I touch it and all the water goes on the paper. That's what happened. But if my brush is dry and I have a less water, more pigment, see that it doesn't go. Even though I made a connection, it still stay very sharp, very small. But as soon as I have a more water, and look, it creates a bulb on the paper. So that what you need to be careful when you working with the watercolor. So these are the things you will learn eventually when you go do more and more. But this is the very simple technique you have to remember all the time. So the ravine is done, okay, and now if you want, you can go energize these mountains more, which I would I would glaze it. That's what they call glazing it. I would glaze this mountain with the yellow ochre. Just mix it up in your palette a little bit and just glaze it. If it is too dull or too light, you think, okay, I wanna get a more energy in my painting and more contrast by colors. So yeah, I can put a yellow ochre just on the top of these mountains. If you drag too much, then what happens? It will start mixing up with the layers in the bottom, and which is make a little bit grayish type of color. So you have to be careful when you have a yellow ochre here, and then just put it a little bit on the top of the dry layer, and then it will glaze in and it warm up your painting. So now see that I can do with the cadmium orange also. I can put a cadmium orange and glaze it, and it create more contrast, more energy to your painting. Now I will get some sepia color straight, and I will work a little bit jewelry work here on this tree log because it's kind of a smudge, and I will put a little bit branches here there, so make it more visible. Let's put some sepia color here since I have it in my palette here. Now this is the painting is done. I can do some more. I can go create get some gray color by mixing French ultramarine, and I have a sepia color in my palette. You can work more and more, put some dark value at the edge of this ravine, so it create more depth and this and that. This type of work you can go work easily and spend more time, and you get some more out of your painting. But please don't put too much effort. Learn from your painting, keep it smaller. These small brush are good for smaller thumbnail paintings, right? But soon try to go with the bigger brushes like that. The brushes, let me show you. See, these are the squirrel brushes. I will use next week. Actually, I'm going to show you how to use these colors, these brushes. We're going to do a bigger painting now. Next week, we will pick up 22 by 15 by 22, 15 by 22. Yeah, and I will do a half sheet like 22 by 30 sheet. So I will do the half sheet with these brushes. These are squirrel brushes. Again, they're made by Rosemary and Co. Beautiful brushes, very soft, gentle brushes. You can work with the very small type of work, or you can do very fine work with this brush. Let me grab some more color like that. See the edge of the brush, it get very thin, so I can do a small work, and then same time I can do a bigger washes also like that. So this is we're gonna use, and I encourage everyone try to use these bigger brushes because a lot of people they work really super realistic type of work, and they stick with these smaller brushes like this. Smaller brushes are good for the study, for your initial painting like a thumbnails like that. And then once you learn how to mix color, how to compose your painting, how to do certain washes, then you go to uh, bigger paper and try to use bigger paper, bigger brushes also, so you get used to it, right? You get more confidence of using the bigger brush instead of just stuck with the one smaller brushes. And even though I see the students they're working on the bigger painting with the smaller brushes, so which is takes so much of your time, so much of your energy. So yeah, and let's put something here. Oh, you know what? Let's leave it blank. I don't want to go do overwork this painting. So another thumbnail is done, and let's zoom in. So here, let's go. There you go. So very simple, very a small thumbnail for learning, for how to do the washes, how to mix color on the paper, the gray color, the Prussian blue. I put a little bit French ultramarine. I till the sketchbook like that, and the wash will run. You can see, look, I will go more zoom in. Look at this beautiful wash here. The water and the pigment is start traveling, and it create a nice texture on the paper. And then the mountains, if you want, once a painting is dry, you can erase that let me erase it. I mean, let me dry it, and you can erase it with the eraser. If you don't want it, I keep that the draft. So if you don't want, you can erase it once the painting is dry. Just be careful, because if you're using a thin paper, you can rip off your painting very easily. But if you're using a thick paper, then you could just go very gently and wipe it off the draft of your painting. If you don't like it, I like it. I keep it. It looks good, and it shows that where did you start and how this painting evolved. So more more like artistic look, right? So that's it. And this is the one. Now it's fully dry. I can go on. We have 10 minutes. So see, now this painting is dry, right? This is dry. You can go do some more work in it. You can go create some more uh, objects, or you can do whatever you like. Now painting is dry, but the process of learning how to mix color, how to mix cadmium orange with the French ultramarine, it becomes gray. It doesn't have a bluish, a green shade. A lot of people, they said, "Oh, I put a my skies are green." So because you using a Prussian blue, cerulean blue, which is more like, see, let me put this here. Let's bring it here, here. So if I put a Prussian blue, you can tell right away that Prussian blue has a green shade on it. It's more kind of like a cooler type of blue, right? And now I will put some French ultramarine here. Look at this color. See that it's more warmer blue and as compared with the Prussian blue. And I will go put some smudge it, make a graded wash, let it go all the way down, so you can see that that's how you test the color, right? That's how you know what, if it has become lighter, if I put some more water, what this color will look like. If I put more water in a Prussian blue, which I haven't, what this color will show as compared with the French ultramarine. That's how you test the color. So if I have a cadmium orange, let's say for instance, if I put a cadmium orange here, right, this is the hue of my cadmium orange. That's a final color, right? Now I will change the consistency by just mixing a little bit water in it and let it drag down, or maybe might as well tilt the paper and let it run and see what happened with the color when it's get lighter and lighter. So here, now I will stop here because it can go all the way down. If I have water, I can bring this wash, the the color, I can bring it down all the way. So that's how you test your color. See what happening when the hue turn into, you change the consistency. You put, maybe I put a little bit French ultramarine and see what happened with the color, right? And bring it down. Then again, which we did in a painting, right? Cadmium orange and French ultramarine. See, it becomes a nice, very greenish type of gray color. It's not green, but it's beautiful, very distinct gray color here. So that's how you work with your, study your color and how to make sure that, and then you are practicing yourself with the graded wash also, which I did here in the painting. Here I did with the painting. Here I did with the painting. So try. It's not a waste of time. Trust me. You're learning the colors. You know how to make a graded wash, how to soften, how to get a hard edge. See that here, if I put a water here on this side, then it will become a softer edge. That's what the soft edge and the hard edge is. But if I put a color here like this, and then I would put, because on the dry paper, it's on dry paper. So if I put a here, it's a hard edge, right? Here it become a soft edge. So let me mix this French ultramarine mix. Is a hard edge, and this whatever is turning down all the way here is, it become a soft edge. If I put a water, it become a nice soft edge. That's it. That's all basic of the watercolor, right? So how to check these swatches, how to do small paintings, how to mix color on the paper, or you can mix here on the palette, and try the color a little bit here before you go the whole putting a whole wash here. Instead of going all the way here, just put a little bit and you see wash. Okay, you know what, you think, okay, this color is good. It work with my rest of the colors and it not mingle with this colors. It's not same value as this. So then you just drag it down and then you put the wash, right? So that's how uh, I'm gonna explain more in the next class when I will do a 15 by 22 painting, and that will give you more information. But for today's class, I think it's little. I went because I keep the class beginners and the intermediate, so that's maybe the beginners feel like it's too much, but this is because I want to keep that both intermediate and the beginners level. So I try to keep the class as both can learn how to work with the watercolor. So remember, you don't need to be you work on the drawing and sketching, which I will do a separate video. You do drawing and sketching. Always do drawing and sketching. Always. Just a little bit for to help you here to make birds, to make a little mountain, maybe a small tree here, maybe a small boat here. So that all you need, that this much drawing and sketching. You don't want to go and draw human figures or anatomy or hands or although I work, I work on the hands or feet, or I try to engage myself all the time, right? If you don't want to go too deep, that's fine. But if you like to go on to do this type of drawing and sketching, might as well go. Please, it's so much fun to work with the human anatomy and all the other stuff. So it's uh, it's up to you how far you want to go, but keep some go on certain thing. Like, if I ask you, if some you working on the painting and there's a boat in the painting, right? So you should know how to create a certain the the boat, the this figure of the boat, or so the rafters, make a little bit more, and then you do a value steady. If the light is coming from here, then this will be a lighter, and then put some dark value. Then you just do a little bit dark value here, create a shadow. The cavity of the board will cast shadow, it will be darker. And then I will put a rope here, a little bit flag here. See, that becomes a part of my painting. So if I go get some cadmium orange, put some cadmium orange here, right? But just put all the way down on this board here, and I will go grab some sepia color now, straight wet into wet, and I will start putting some sepia color wet into wet, because I'm not mixing my sepia color with more water. I just keep it dry as possible so it won't be making marks on my painting. So, and I can do a little bit sketching work. And then the mask, for the mask, the rope, more shadow, more dark value here underneath the board, a little bit darker at the edge, at the back of the board, because I'm assuming the light is coming from here. Darker and a little bit mask. And then what I will do, I'll get some nice viridian green color and I will put in a flag, or maybe put on the trim of the boat also, right, like that. A little bit some stuff here in the board. So that's how you create a smaller painting. Like, and sorry, the drawing skills, like just a little bit. You learn how to draw boats if you are more into a seascape and you like to draw seascape. So you need those things, right? Like you need a bird, you need seagulls to be on your painting, some boulders, some maybe a small bushes. So, and the foreground and the shoreline with a little bit foam of the water and this type of stuff. So you need to work on the all these stuff before you start painting. Okay. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, and we're gonna wrap up this class. Today's class is little bit go more intermediate towards the intermediate side, and I was gonna keep it mix it up both, but unfortunately I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. So, but please, if you have any concern or questions or anything that you like to share, go and please put in the message, or send me a message if you need any help or you like to see more videos like that. Please give me a and like the video, and subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon button, because I put videos every week, and so you can be notified with when I put the video. All right, so I will stop the streaming here, and thank you so much again for being here. And I will see you next week with 15 by 22 inch painting on Fabriano paper, 120 pound, rough, cold press. We will do either seascape or cityscape. I will decide in the middle of the week, and I will update you guys. Okay, thank you so much, and let's end this stream here.